All right, we're back with the lift here today. We ran into a problem with the lift, and we're going to go through what that problem is. First problem has been that it has been tripping breakers a lot. We had immediately got a response from Brad at Wildfire Lifts. He told us to take our GFI outlet out of the wall and replace it with a regular outlet and see if that fixes the problem. But the main problem, if you look at the floor here, is we've been leaking hydraulic fluid quite a bit. And what we discovered after talking with Brad is that these O-rings sometimes go bad in this thing. We've already had this apart, but you take this nut off here, and then you pull this lever off, and then the whole mechanism unscrews, and this O-ring that you can see is broken is supposed to sit in this groove. Ours was on extremely tight. There's a new one that they sent us. It took 2 days to get the new one. They sent it right away. I'm not 100% sure if this is going to work or not to fix the leak, however, because that O-ring would keep it leaking from here, and our leaking seemed to be coming right through the middle. So I'm hopeful. I can see that this thing's a little bit off center in there. And this one, the new one, is right in the center. So it has a new O-ring and it's in the center. So we're hopeful that this solves our leaking problem. So we'll put the new one in. And you can take the old one. And snug it up. I'm not going to go nearly as tight as it was originally because it was really tight. I don't have a foot-pounds that I'm supposed to torque it to, but we're just going to get it pretty tight with how tight it was. Alright, that's in tight now. So then we will put the lever back on. It goes up like this. Oh, no, not another direction. It goes on like this. There's two little pinholes that slide back in there and lock it in. And then this here threads on. And that's just holding the lever in place. And then this gets tightened on. Hold that in place. So now we'll see if the lift goes up. Is it plugged in there, Dane? Try it on the other plug then. Yeah. So this is a circuit that kept blowing on us. We'll see if replacing the, demonstrating here the safety of child-proof outlets and how hard they are to plug in. So removing the GFI did not fix our breaker issue. It's still tripping the breaker. This cord we have plugged into a different circuit. Which is also a 20 amp circuit. And try it again, Dane. So I'm not sure if I need to switch the breakers out in order to get that problem to go away or why it continues to blow the breaker. Did it blow it again? So we are still blowing breakers on two different circuits. But we haven't solved that problem yet. It was the GFI that blew that time. So one of the reasons we picked the Wildfire lift is this dual locking mechanism. You've got the safety locks, as you can hear them locking, that lock in the top, and then additionally there is a second safety latch that when tension is off this cable, it puts a secondary latch in. So, we're going to dry off all the oil off the tank here. And then going to let it down, and we're going to see if we leak. And so far, no leaking. Micah, why don't you come over here and show the can. Show where the fluid comes out. And hold your other lever there, Dean.
And just go up again. Oh no, sorry.
And looks like we've got no leak. The other thing to notice is how slow. Oh, we're not unlocked over there. I see, Dane.
Oh.
So, blew the breaker again, and the whole thing's tilting on us because it wasn't unlocked on one end. So it's the GFI that's blowing now on that one. So Dave, level it out, Dane. And our leak seems to be fixed. So now it's just figuring out the electrical problem next. So the next thing I think I have to do is try a different 20 amp breaker in the panel and see if that does anything. So let's grab a 20 amp breaker. And go in the panel. Yeah. So, grab that in. And we'll do this the safe way and flip the main off here. So the only thing we have to worry about is the live terminals down there. All right. So the wire that we're looking for is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 out from the up from the bottom. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 should be that one, and the one above it's a 15 amp. Yep, that's the lights back there. So we'll just double check that this one should be the lights back here. Yep. And this one should be the outlets back here. It is. So we'll pop this one out. Put a different one in. Don't have any reason to know why a square D 20 amp breaker would be bad. And I've had no problems with this circuit in the past. Well, let me turn it back on. And we'll see if we can plug it in to the wall now. Alright, Dean, let's see if it'll go. Nope. Either it blows the GFI or it blows the breaker. I'm going to try plugging right into this GFI out here, which is also a 20 amp. Hey Dane, go up. No?
Okay, it's not plugged in.
Oh. Blew the breaker right away, even on a different 20 amp circuit. So, this must be a problem with the pump itself. We've had the lift for about 2 weeks and we've been having electrical trouble with it blowing breakers. At Wildfire's suggestion, we initially removed our GFI outlets. That did not help. We've tried it on multiple different circuits, and in the process we've discovered that it usually works when plugged into this 50-foot 12-2 extension cord. Let's see if it'll work now. So the lift is working. Alright, Dane, you can stop. And then if you go ahead and plug the lift right into the wall, after it's plugged into the extension cord, it typically will continue to work. But that time it blew it. Let's go back to the extension cord then, Dane. And on the extension cord again, it will work. Sometimes, and we'll try it again here, if you plug it right into the outlet after you've had it on the extension cord. Oh, did you unplug the extension cord before, Dean?
What?
Last time did you unplug the extension cord?
Yeah.
No, so plug that right into the wall, and typically it'll work like this. Now plugged into the wall. It works fine. But then we found that if you unplug the extension cord, it'll trip the breaker. So this is kind of an electrical anomaly that doesn't make sense, other than that the extension cord is providing some sort of capacitance to get over the initial surge of the motor. So what we've done is we've got a 25 amp breaker that we're going to put in and see if it solves the problem. So now we've put the 25 amp breaker in and we'll see if it works here. So we have solved our electrical problem, that appears, by putting in a 25 amp breaker. This is 12-2 wire that I have this room wired with, which 12-2 can handle up to 25 amps on its official rating on a non-continuous load. So this seems to solve the problem.
This is our first attempt to get the zero turn on the lift to sharpen the blades.
we have the zero turn up on the lift here, and as you can see, we've sharpened 2 of the blades already and we'll snug those up. We did put a timber across here just to support the mower, just in case things are a little bit safer. But we'll snug these up. And then for the third blade with a 54-inch deck, you can't get them all over there. I imagine we'll have the same problem with the tractor too. So we're going to have to break it loose with a breaker bar and take it out the old-fashioned way. But at least we have a quick and easy way now to get to our blades. So we'll see how hard it is to get this out. Oh, not enough clearance for the breaker bar. Let's make sure the deck's all the way up. Yeah, the deck's all the way up. So I'll have to use a regular socket wrench. So we got a regular size wrench for the breaker bar now, and then we're going to see if we can break this bolt loose. More of a challenge without the impact. There we go. Now we'll go sharpen the last one.
Let's see if the all-wheel steer goes on easier.
We're going to see what it's like to put our 1500 HD quadrasteer on here. This is a truck that is within the weight capacity of the lift, but is definitely a stretch for it as far as the size of the runways and the lift. If you had a larger space, the XL lift would be a better choice in this circumstance. But we're going to see what it's like going on there. It should fit and should be able to get up and do routine maintenance on this truck. I may have to leave the garage door open though, we'll see. Alright, so here's a 1500 HD on a Wildfire standard lift, which is within the weight capacity. As you can see, if you get it all the way to the front, you are right at the back limit. It is fully on the lift, but it is as long of a vehicle as you could get on there. If you had a crew cab long box, you would not be able to get on there. The quadrasteer widens out the rear axle significantly, making us go right to the very edge of where we can go. But we do have enough clearance up above for the door, so we will be able to go up, and we've got the front stops on up there, and we're ready to go. So Dane, we'll go ahead and let's see if it'll lift it. Okay, stop. Okay, the antenna is hitting now, but now it's safe to be in. You can let it down with just the lever, don't release it. Just let it down so it's sitting on there. Oh. Like that? Is it down? Is that all the more it goes? Okay. All right. So now we're fully locked in. So here we are underneath the 1500 HD on the lift. This is as high as we can safely get without running into the ceiling and being able to go back down. It gives you nice room to work under the truck. Obviously, it's not as ideal as if we had really high ceilings. We're not really ever planning on working on this truck, hopefully, much in here. It's more to work on other smaller trucks that'll fit on here a lot better. So our overall summary of the installation of the Wildfire lift process is one that overall is a positive experience. The instructions to install it are very good. The process goes well. It's extremely heavy, but that is also part of why it is a good lift and a quality lift. We did experience two problems in the process, which we've discussed a little bit before. One was the hydraulic pump had a leak in the release valve lever. It seemed to be damaged en route or assembled wrong. Brad from Wildfire was quick to send us a new part, and we got that fixed without any problem. A little inconvenience there, but not a big deal. The main problem was electrical, in that this pump has a motor that's rated at 26 amps, and it comes with a plug for a 15 amp circuit. I have a feeling this does cause problems for other customers as well. What we found is that it did not work on a 20 amp circuit either, which they said it would. The advice we got from Wildfire was that it was a problem with our GFCI outlets and that we needed to remove that from the circuit. That did not change anything. I spent a lot of time trying different breakers. I rewired both the outlets that I'd been trying. We tried various things and plugging into different circuits and found that by using the extension cord on different circuits, it would work. We then put the extension cord on the circuit that we're using and discovered that with the extension cord it would work. This seemed to imply that there's some degree of capacitance that does not trip the breaker that happens with using a longer run. In this situation, we had the plug going to a very short run to the panel. It's my opinion that this system should not work on a 20 amp circuit and that a 26 amp motor with its startup will trip the breaker just about every time. What we ultimately did was put a 25 amp breaker in on the 12-2 wire, which is the maximum capacity for the wire to remain within code. It is pushing the limit, however. Overall, though, I would say Wildfire lifts seem to be a good product. I'm just disappointed in that they don't have a better understanding of their electrical issues. They haven't really got back to us to explain this. I did, however, when I was purchasing the lifts, talk to the representative from Advantage Lifts. They use a 1.5 horse motor instead of a 3 horse motor. And he, interestingly, had told me on the phone that their advantage over Wildfire was this smaller motor which would not trip breakers. So I have to believe that this is a known problem, and would advise people, if you have a 15 amp circuit, that you may not be able to use this very effectively, and to put a larger breaker on 14-2 wire would not be advised. Ideally, this probably should be run off a 30 amp circuit. So thanks for watching our video. Dane, Linnea, time to haul firewood. Come on, guys, let's move some firewood. Where could they be? I'll look in the shop. Maybe they're in here. No, nobody's in here. Are you guys in here? Where are they? Where could they be? Huh. Let's see. I don't know. See the cows. There's the firewood. Maybe they're out by the barns. I'll go look this way.